Welcome back to our another video of ranking all of our chicken breeds. I thought when I went out this morning it was nice and warm and the snow was melting, so I was excited because I thought it would be the first time that we let these girls out in a while. However, that snow has subsided, but it is now raining. It's a nice overcast day, so we are inside the chicken run today again, but we got another exciting one of our younger girls. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so before I get into the actual rankings, I want to give a refresher on how we do the rankings and how we categorize them. So every single one of our chicken breeds here is ranked out of 4 categories. Each of the categories is out of 5 for a total score of 20, and then that score of 20 gives us our final ranking that we compare against all of the breeds and all of the girls. So the first category that we rank on is eggs, and that's everything to do with eggs, whether it's egg size, egg quantity, egg color, egg shape, those things. Eggs. And then the second category is broodiness. So how likely is the chicken, or how often do they go broody, meaning that they want to sit on eggs and hatch them out, and in turn over that time they stop laying eggs. So how broody is the chicken is category 2. And then category 3 is friendliness. So we have a very diverse flock. As you can see, there's a bunch of shapes, sizes, colors running around over here. So how well do they get along with the chickens in the flock? And then for people, how likely are they to do things like peck on my boots and come up and say hi to me? Or are they going to run away if you need to treat them or spend time with them? Do they want to spend time with you? Friendliness. And then the last category is kind of a catch-all of cuteness is what we categorize it is. And then basically it's anything unique about the chicken, cool characteristics, personality traits other than friendliness, on kind of everything else, catch-all, put in that category out of 20 total. All right, so that's how we do the rankings. So let's talk about the girl that we're actually ranking today. That girl is Gravy, right here, this brown one, our Partridge Penedesenca. So Penedesencas are a Mediterranean breed. Basically, that means that they're a lightweight, light body breed, kind of like a Leghorn. So you'll see that she is pretty thin and light. The Partridge part of her is that coloration, so that different shades of brown with like kind of that gold around her neck, and then down to those different patterns in her brown feathers. And a unique characteristic about them is that they have those black legs. So you can see she has those dark black legs, and she has white earlobes, which it's really unique that she has white earlobes because she's one of the few breeds that the earlobes don't match the color of eggs that she lays. So typically your earlobe is going to indicate what color egg they lay, but she is a brown egg layer and lays and has white earlobes, so that's pretty unique. And then the other thing is her carnation comb. So she has a crazy, really unique comb where it's kind of a straight comb at the front and then gets super wide with all these extra points off to the side. So really unique, interesting looking bird. And they're a Spanish breed. I said Mediterranean, but specifically they're a Spanish breed. And they're mostly prized, kind of like the Morans, for laying dark brown eggs. Excuse me. The egg color of the dark brown, which, I mean, we'll talk more about the egg color here in a second, but they're especially notable for people are prized for, instead of like a real dark chocolatey brown, it's more of like a terracotta, like a clay pot brown is what they're supposed to lay. So we'll talk about if she does lay that in our first category. So I kind of led into it, but eggs. So she is about 9 months old. She's one of our last batch of girls from April. So she hasn't laid too much, but she did start laying before winter and then stopped along with most of our other girls. Like I said, she's a Mediterranean breed, so they're mostly known for being hot weather birds and for those climates. However, she has done exceptionally well up here in upstate New York throughout the winter. No problems there. She did stop laying, but most of our girls did. But before she was laying, she did lay these beautiful terracotta eggs you'll see here on the screen. And I really love the fact that she would lay with a heavy bloom. So you'll see that line through that egg is where I wet my finger and drew on it. So underneath is like the actual terracotta color, and then she has that heavy bloom. And so depending on the lighting, it kind of almost looked purplish, which was really, really cool. So I personally am a fan of dark colored eggs, which is why we have so many Morans in our flock, and why I wanted to get her, because it was a unique way and a unique color that's a little bit different, to get another dark brown egg layer, which is, like I said, my favorite of all the different egg colors. So I really, really like her eggs. She hasn't laid long enough for us to give like a really judgment on how many she lays, but the ones that she did lay were absolutely gorgeous. So some of the younger girls, I gave them a 3 because it's kind of the fair middle ground of not knowing how much they lay because we haven't had enough data on them. But I'll give her a bump up because we haven't had enough data, so it would be like a 3 out of 5 just to be fair. But her eggs are absolutely stunning, so I'll give her a bump up, give her a 3.5 out of 5. Try to be fair, but also give her a little credit for how gorgeous they are. And then second, Broodiness is going to be a real short category because she is 9 months old, never been broody. So it's going to give the obligatory 1 out of 5 there. And so that's a nice short category. And then Friendliness. As you can tell, I'm having to chase her around a little bit. Like other Mediterranean lightweight birds, she is pretty flighty. Although the description when we bought her, it was going to be like very, very, very flighty. However, I think it's helped that we have a lot of these other friendly girls in our flock, because while she is flighty and doesn't like to be handled or doesn't like really attention or anything like that, she is not overly crazy. I would say, like, we have some other girls in here that aren't supposed to be flighty that we've already reviewed that are actually really flighty. She is a little bit more spastic, but not to any extreme level. She's less so than I thought she was going to be based on the breed description. So while she's not friendly in the slightest, she's also not crazy unfriendly. With the other birds in the flock, same thing, no issues there. She kind of keeps her distance and kind of keeps a spacer, just like with people. You can see she's keeping her distance from where I am. So overall, I would give her a 2. Like a 1 is going to be like you can't even get within a 10-foot radius of her. And she's not middle of the ground friendly. She's not near a 3 level. So I give her a nice middle ground of a 2, where she's not very friendly at all, but definitely if I need to catch her, I can catch her. It's not impossible. So nice 2 out of 5 there. And then lastly, we have Cuteness. She is very unique body style because we don't have any other Mediterranean breeds in this flock, so like that really thin, lightweight body, because we live in upstate New York, so cold centered. But like I said, she's done really good for the cold, even though she is a Mediterranean breed. So no reason to worry there. Maybe if you live in a colder climate, like you could still consider them, of course, as long as you keep the cold air drafts away, like we do, which you can see these tarps all around. But she's a unique body style for our flock, and I really like that she has those dark black legs, which is really cool and unique. Usually you only see them in like colored egg layers, like Americanas or Easter eggers or something like that. So it's cool that in a brown egg layer that she has those super dark jet black legs. And that comb is absolutely crazy. It's going to be hard to capture on video, but in person it's just insane how many points that she has. And I don't know, it's just very, very unique, because you're used to seeing I'm used to seeing like single combs just straight down the line, but hers starts off and then branches off into all this crazy different nodes of the comb, which is really cool. Partridge color, I'm kind of I don't feel strongly about it either way, like good or bad. We have some other girls, like this is a Creole, but Bielefelder, but there's I can't find her right now, but we have another Partridge girl in here. So it's not all that unique. There are other breeds like a Welsummer or something like that have their Partridge color. So I'm kind of middle of the road about how I feel about it. I know some people don't like it. Some people do like it. But kind of in the middle road for appearance as far as colors. But the comb is super cool. Her legs with the dark color is super cool. And then she also has like spurs coming in. She's not a rooster, but she has spurs, which is kind of unique. But like I said, she's friendly with everybody, so I have no issues there. But the lighter body, cool comb, cool legs. She's kind of like a quirky personality. Like I said, she's not super friendly. You're not going to get to know her that well. But on the other hand, it is nice that she is kind of, in a sense, flighty, because if she was free-ranging, it's good for predators, which that's what I've heard. If you free-range types of breeds like her, that you'll have less of an issue with predators because they're always on the watch. And she is super watchful. Even in the brooder, she keeps her distance, and she's always eyeing and cueing in and checking. But so she is a kind of unique personality. But overall, I mean, she's not necessarily like super cute. She's almost kind of ferocious looking in her face. She's kind of always looking serious. She does have some unique, cool characteristics. Egg color, but I already gave her a rating for that. So overall, I'd say about middle of the road. I give her a 3 out of 5. So there's some unique things about her, but not overly unique or different or stands out. So 3 out of 5 for cuteness as well. So overall, that gives her a ranking of this right here on the screen, which in our overall ranking for girls is going to make her match up here. This is where she ranks for everybody that we've done so far. So you can see all of these girls we've already ranked, and we got a few more. We're getting down to the wire of how many we have, but we have a few more to do. So stick around, watch those ones, go back and watch any of these ones that you're interested in how we got there. And then come back and when we finish up, and then we'll have a final ranking for everybody. So thanks for getting to this point in the video. Give us a like, give us a comment if you have any questions. I appreciate it. And until next time, from Gravy herself and all of her friends, from Tater and Sweet Potato and Cornbread and Tot back there, stay Pyrfect.